Very often we get caught up in the day-to-day hustle and bustle of life that we really forget to take a moment just to take care of ourselves. I know that I certainly can get stuck on autopilot, buzzing from one thing to the next, and any little bit of spare time being spent scrolling from my phone or watching TV. It's become all too common for us to pressure ourselves into keep going, to be more productive, and feeling guilty about taking a moment to look after ourselves. In reality, living in this mode is really not sustainable. It's not healthy for the mind, body or soul, and eventually leads to us feeling burnt out. Over the years, I've heard about every excuse you can think of for putting other people's needs above your own. But in reality, if you end up exhausted, burnt out, and in a lot of cases, physically unwell from trying to keep up this pace, you're really not going to be any use to anyone, including yourself. Like I said, I'm not perfect when it comes to self-care. I still have to be mindful and careful not to fall back into bad habits. Having said that, I've learned quite a lot along the way and I've created quite a good basis for taking care of myself. So I've pulled together a list of things that you can incorporate in your day-to-day and help you build better habits. Of course, you don't have to try and incorporate all of these things at once, and you certainly don't have to fit them into one day, but I would recommend at least choosing 2 that you incorporate every single day. They don't have to be the same one every single day, but just setting yourself a minimum of 2 things that you do each day for self-care. Number 1, generally being more mindful or practicing mindfulness. Like I said at the beginning, a lot of us spend a large portion of our time on autopilot, not really thinking about the task that we're undertaking. We're either thinking about the past or the future, not really taking a moment to be in the present. The negatives to this come in varying degrees, including a lack of creativity, human errors, and actually missing the special moments while they're happening. Aside from those things, this can actually have a negative impact physically. Let's take your meal times, for example. How often do you actually think about what you're eating while you're eating it? Perhaps you're watching TV, scrolling on your phone, reading something, thinking about the future, what you have to do next, or in some cases, dwelling on the past. Even in this moment, just concentrating on what you're doing at the time can actually provide such a relief for your mind. When it comes to eating, this is much better for your digestive system. You actually take a moment to enjoy your food, and equally, you are less likely to overeat. Practicing mindfulness in other activities can also reduce stress and anxiety. It can better connect you to the things that you enjoy, and actually, in turn, can make you more productive. Number 2, positive affirmations. Take a second to give attention to the positive things around you. Things that you're grateful for, things that you like about yourself, and positive intentions for the week. I've spoken about before how positive self-talk has helped me, and I can't stress enough how valuable of a habit this is to actually get into. If you're not used to it, I know that it can sound a bit silly, really, but in reality, I can't stress enough how great this really can be for your mental state. It can do wonders for your confidence, for your mood, how well you deal with others, and how well you react to stressors. Number 3 is meditation. Now, this is one that I have really been focusing on myself in recent months, and I've really felt that it's helped me keep my head on straight, if that makes sense. I have always known what the benefits are, I have always recommended it to other people, but I've never really taken the time to incorporate it into my life in the way that I am now. Some people might think of this as more of a spiritual practice, which of course it can be, but it doesn't have to be. It can just be a great tool for quietening your mind, learning to control your breathing, and expanding your lungs. Meditation can be a great tool for managing stress and anxiety, and in turn, this can have a positive effect on your physical health. Number 4, exercise. Now this one gets wrapped up in so much negativity. Physical activity is not a chore, it's not a punishment because you feel as though you've overindulged or you feel as though you don't like the way you look. Exercise or physical activity is a basic form of self-care. You should participate in it because you want to take care of your mind and your body. And when I say because you care about your body, I don't necessarily mean the way you look, although that's a great benefit, it's a great positive of being more physically active. What I mean is that you want to be healthy, you want to get those feel-good endorphins, you want to be able to move well and to be mobile for as long as possible. Strip away the vanity that surrounds it, the stereotypes, the ideas about who it is and isn't for, and just move because you want to feel good. Put a little bit of time aside, figure out what kind of activities you like and just enjoy it. Number 5 is eating well. Naturally, I couldn't mention one without the other because eating well is another form of basic self-care. Like physical activity, eating well shouldn't be about living up to some kind of standard. It should be about wanting to take care of yourself, wanting to be as healthy as you can be. This means making the time to cook, finding healthy alternatives, staying well away from any heavily restricted diets or supplements that replace actual food. Eating well means, yes, eating healthier foods, but it doesn't mean starving and it doesn't mean forcing down foods that you can't stand just to achieve a certain look. None of those things are actually very self-caring. I've heard lots of different statements about this over the years, ranging from I'm too busy taking care of children, taking care of parents, my children or my partner won't eat this or that. Making those kinds of food isn't fair on other people in my family. Think about the long run. If you become ill from not taking care of your diet, from always putting yourself at the bottom of the list, then who will that be fair on? Who will you really be able to help then? Number 6, spending time outdoors. Being outside is beneficial to us in so many different ways. I will use myself as an example. If I spend a day where I haven't been outside at all, I feel more tired, for one, and secondly, my mind is in just a much more negative space. So I challenge you to spend at least 15 minutes outside every single day. It doesn't matter if you are sitting, walking, running, gardening, if you're with somebody, if you're on your own, it doesn't matter, just get outside. As human beings, there are naturally things we need to get from nature to function, and we just need to get outside to get them. Your body needs the sunlight, it needs the oxygen, it needs the vitamin D, the stimulation that comes from being outdoors, and sometimes a reality check. It keeps us in tune with the bigger picture and helps to put things into perspective. Number 7, getting enough sleep. This is another basic one, yet so many of us are not getting enough sleep. Not getting enough sleep is detrimental to both your physical and your mental well-being. So, sending those last few emails, a little bit of extra time scrolling on your phone, another episode on Netflix, those chores that will still be there tomorrow. Sometimes we have to set these things aside in order to be able to create a positive sleep routine. 8 hours is the recommended amount. By making this a priority, you can in turn be more productive, have better interactions with the people around you. You can look fresher and feel brighter, as well as preventing premature signs of aging. Number 8, a solid skincare routine. This is another one I wish I had taken note of earlier, but a good skincare routine is irrelevant to your age, your gender, your sexuality. We can all benefit from a solid skincare routine. Your skin is a part of you. It protects you on a daily basis and can take quite the battering. So I would recommend a good routine of cleansing, exfoliating, moisturising, and of course the use of SPF. Personally, I use Neal's Yard remedies because they are organic and because it is a carbon neutral company. Having said that, you don't have to invest lots of money in a skincare routine. There are plenty of DIYs out there that you can create with things that you're able to find in the kitchen. The more natural and less harsh the product, the better. Particularly if you live in a city, you will be exposed to pollution, general dirt in the air, UV rays and irritants on a day-to-day basis. So if you want your skin to keep working for you, you have to give a little bit back. Number 9, speaking to someone you're close with. And I don't mean via social media in terms of a text message, liking their pictures through Facebook comments. I mean a real conversation, either on a video call, a voice call, or even better in person. Even the most introverted of us need social interactions. It's part of being a human being. We get so caught up with other things that we forget just how important our connections are. Of course, there are times when you just don't feel like speaking to anyone, but very often these are the most important times. You don't have to speak about anything in particular. Even nonsense can be a bit uplifting sometimes. Number 10, a pampering bath. This one isn't going to be for everyone, you can take it or leave it, but those of you who know will know that a nice relaxing bath can be just what the doctor ordered. Now, I've always been a bath person, but these days I am really about elevating the experience. We're talking bubbles, bath salts, candles, music. For some people it might be a book. I have also been known to take a hot chocolate with me. There's something about a nice relaxing bath that truly leaves you feeling pampered. Aromas can really make a difference to the experience. So candles can leave a lingering smell after, which extends the experience. I've also been using this foaming bath by Neil's Yard, and the smell, it just stays on your skin and leaves you feeling good literally for the rest of the evening. Sometimes I'm getting up the next day and the entire upstairs of my house is still smelling like this bath foam, which is just, it's just amazing. So if you haven't already, give a luxury bath a go and see how you get on, even if it's just once in a while. Last but not least, recognizing and cutting ties with negative people. I've left this one till last because, quite frankly, it could be a video all on its own, but also it's probably going to be the one that will be the most difficult. Part of self-care is recognizing the people who are dragging you down. Those who are not making you feel your best, and people who are quite frankly just takers. This might sound really harsh, but honestly, distancing yourself from negative energy could do you the world of good. And I'm not talking about cutting off your friends who are going through a rough patch or becoming completely self-centered. That's not what I mean. I'm talking about recognizing the people who are always taking and never giving in one way or another. I'm talking about the kind of people who make you feel negative about yourself, or equally people who are just not giving you enough space for yourself. Saying no or saying goodbye to these kinds of people are equally self-care. They are just as important as the other things that we've mentioned, if not more so. I really hope today's video has helped you in some way, or at least given you something to think about. If, of course, you have any video requests or you would like me to expand on anything mentioned, then please do let us know in the comments below. Equally, if there's anything that I've missed out that you do in your self-care routine that you would like to share, then please do let us know in the comments below, because it would be great to hear. If you would like to see more from me, then do give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button.